guys, welcome back to Total Football. Today we're going to talk about Ronaldo's return to Manchester United and how is he going to fit into the team and how are Manchester United going to play overall during the season.
Yeah, Ronaldo's back to United and I'm back to the channel, so let's get down to this. So what's your first opinion? What's your first thoughts on this transfer move?
Well, I think Manchester United, if we look at this transfer, we might say they did not need a striker because they do have a striker, Cavani, who did really well last season. And then they have Mason Greenwood, Martial, and then probably Rashford, but he doesn't play much in the striker position. He's more of a left winger. But it's Ronaldo. I like this transfer, actually. I'm very excited to see him being back in Manchester United. I think he will do well.
Yeah, I think it's a good transfer. He's a club legend, and like you said, their depth up top is really good because, in my opinion, the starting 11 is now going to be Rashford, Ronaldo, Sancho, which is a really good front three. But Mason Greenwood is in phenomenal form right now as well. He's been scoring in every game he's played in.
Yeah.
So I think he'll fit in good there. Cavani already gave him the number 7, so they already know who stands where. And, I think even the younger players like Greenwood and stuff, they have a lot of stuff to learn from Ronaldo. So I think Manchester United has a lot of creativity in their team right now. Sancho, he can score and assist in double digits, which is really good for them. But, even in the midfield, they have Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, who will just look to play those long balls up to Ronaldo. And, Marcus Rashford and Jadon Sancho, they're both very fast down the wings. So we're going to see them running down the wing a lot and just crossing the ball into the box, especially we know how dangerous Ronaldo is when you cross the balls to him.
Yeah, but when Ronaldo is going to score all of those goals, I know he will score a lot of goals. And last time, actually, when a Man United player scored more than 22 goals, it was Robin van Persie.
Yeah.
So Man United does need a striker who does score a lot of goals. So when Ronaldo is going to score that many goals, I don't know, the reasons that Ronaldo doesn't press much or he is not more of a team player up front is not gonna make sense. All of his goals are gonna close it down.
Well, I don't think they really need him to be a team player or to be pressing because, you're talking about Ronaldo here where he's just a game changer. You just put him in there, you already know there's a very high chance that he's gonna score. He's gonna score a lot of goals. So you just put him in there and see what he does. That's all there is to it. Alright, so what do you think is the goal for Man United looking forward into this season?
Well, of course, now that they made very good transfers, they got their boy Sancho. They needed him a lot because they were lacking that wing attacker. And they needed a very good center back to partner with Harry Maguire. It's Varane, another leader. And now they have Ronaldo, who's going to hopefully score a lot of goals. And I think, of course, the goal for Man United is to win the Premier League and try to go as far as possible in the Champions League because they have the talent in this team. They have very good young players, as we know. Greenwood, Rashford, all of those guys.
Yeah, I think Ole Gunnar is actually building a good team for himself right now. And they just have really good depth overall. I think the midfield is a little bit lacking right now because he chooses to start Fred or McTominay, which in my opinion is a mistake when you have Donny van de Beek in your team. So I don't know. It's all up to the manager, and he looks like he knows what he's doing so far. But I think it's all about how you just balance out the team with such good players. You have to aim to the top in the Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, everything. Because Man United is really looking like a threat right now.
Yeah, I think this season, Man United, they have to win a trophy this season. And you mentioned their midfield,
Yeah.
Fred, especially in the last game against Wolves. He did not do very well. He struggled in the center of the pitch. Adama Traore was drilling through the center midfield.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think... Well, the only player who can actually replace Fred, I think it's actually Scott McTominay, but he's a player that I feel like he's more of a runner and a passer, but I feel like he's better than Fred. What do you think?
I think McTominay is far better than Fred. He is very physical, which they could really use in their midfield. And he's more of a defensive-minded player, especially when you have Pogba and Bruno, who are both attack-minded. But I think he would be a good fit, and Van de Beek as well. He's a pretty balanced player. He can help around
Well,
everywhere.
but Van de Beek, yeah, but he doesn't play at all though.
I'm saying if he plays, but I think yeah, McTominay is more likely to play compared to Van de Beek. But I really don't know why Van de Beek isn't playing. That's the question.
Well, I think that he's not playing because Solskjaer doesn't see him as a center midfielder, and he prefers to play. Of course, Pogba has to play every game. Now that we saw his incredible form in the beginning of the season, and of course Bruno, one of the team leaders, as a center attacking midfielder, and then that one position that is open in the midfield, as we mentioned, it's either Fred, Van de Beek, and McTominay. But again, I don't see and I don't think that Solskjaer thinks Van de Beek does well in the center midfield.
Yeah, but they wanted to sign Camavinga earlier in the transfer window as well to fill that one hole, but that didn't work out obviously. So I think they'll just have to deal with whatever they have, which is either put McTominay in there or give some game time to one of the younger players from the academy. I know they have a good French midfielder who's like 18, I think, and I think they'll manage because it's just all about the team leaders at the moment because they've been lacking that in the last couple of years. So
But now they do have them.
exactly.
They
So
added some good players.
they just have to wait and see and just hope that they pull them through.
Yeah, and I also want to mention Aaron Van Bissaka for this season.
Yeah.
So, do you think he's a good ball crosser into the attacking positions from the wing?
I think he's better defensively suited to the fullback position, but he does have a lot of pace to him, so he can help out when needed. But as we know, his sliding tackles and everything, that's his top part of his
Yeah,
game. But
he's better defensively, but why I said that is because, as we know, Ronaldo does very well with his headers.
Yep.
He scores a lot of headers, and who do you think will find him in the box to provide those
yeah,
crosses?
like I said previously, Sancho, he hits double digits in both goals and assists, so maybe he'll have to focus a little bit more on the assists this season with Ronaldo. But I don't think he'll mind that at all. They'll definitely use their more winger players, not the fullbacks, I think. And especially when you have Pogba and Bruno in the midfield, I think Ronaldo will get plenty of help.
Yeah, I agree. Pogba's passes,
Yep.
he should link up with Ronaldo very well. So does Bruno.
It will be really similar to how Kaká worked at Real Madrid and how Özil used to always find Ronaldo. It will be pretty similar to that in my opinion because they were both midfielders and the only difference is Ronaldo played in the wing back then, so they would just switch the field or play it out wide, and then Ronaldo always loves to cut in and shoot. So
Yeah, do you think Cavani will get a lot of game time?
it depends because what might happen now is maybe Ole Gunnar will shift Greenwood to a right winger to replace Sancho sometimes. So maybe Cavani could still come in as a substitute or start against lower teams or something. But I think Ronaldo will probably play 95% of his games because he's in very good shape and he's very hungry to play games.
Yeah, and Greenwood, you said Solskjaer might replace him sometimes with Sancho.
Yeah.
Greenwood actually did make the difference in their last game, also against Wolves. He subbed him in and he just took the risk, he dribbled, and then he scored.
Yeah, that's the good thing about Greenwood. In my opinion, he's very similar to Ronaldo in ways. I think if Ronaldo works with him, and he teaches him how to be a very goal-scoring threat down the wing, I don't see why not Greenwood shouldn't play on the wing.
It's a very big opportunity for
Yeah.
Greenwood having Ronaldo on the team because he's gonna learn a lot of things from him.
Yeah, and I think not even just Greenwood, just overall his mentality, everything, it will reflect really good on the team because I know there were rumors in the club a couple years ago that they're lacking leadership, they're lacking work ethic, the players are getting lazy and stuff. That will not be a problem when Ronaldo's at the club.
Who do you think will take the captain's armband?
The obvious choice would probably be to say Ronaldo, but they might keep it. They might keep Harry Maguire as the captain.
Yeah, that's what I had on my mind because Maguire's been a captain a long time, and he's actually not a bad leader because if I'm not mistaken, he's the captain of the English national team as well, right?
Yep, that's right. And well, unless Harry Kane is starting,
Yeah.
or yeah, but he is co-captain, I think. But Ronaldo might actually end up becoming captain as the season goes by. But I don't think that's as much importance because that doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's not gonna make a difference if Ronaldo will be a captain.
Yeah, because his leadership will be visible anyways. Even at Real Madrid, he wasn't the captain. Sergio Ramos was, but you still saw the players, looking at Ronaldo, knowing that he's a leader, and they listen to him and everything. So I don't think that will be a big difference.
Yes. So most likely the attacking trio is gonna be, if you agree with me, it's gonna be Rashford, Ronaldo, and Sancho.
Yeah, that's true, but I think a lot of fans are kind of unhappy with how Sancho is performing right now. But then you have to keep in mind that he's very young and he still needs to adapt to the Premier League, which not a lot of players find easy to do. So you just give him the right time and the right players to work with him, and I think he'll get the hang of it.
How do you think the three up front will link up together this season?
Yeah, I think Ronaldo will be very aggressive as a striker. Kind of makes me think of how Sancho used to play with Haaland, who's a very aggressive striker. So I think Sancho should probably be one of the happiest people about Ronaldo's arrival, where he can just, dribble past players and just lay it off to Ronaldo and he will just finish the job for him.
Yeah.
And, Rashford, I think he's a overall pretty balanced attacker. I think he's got pace, he's got dribbling. We know he can shoot really hard. And, if when Rashford is in form, he's a really dangerous player.
Yeah, I agree. And Ronaldo, he will actually take those long shots a lot of times from the outside of the box as well. But the free kick and penalties, who do you think will take them?
I think the penalties will undoubtedly be Ronaldo's now.
I mean, there's a lot of options as well.
Yeah, you got Bruno, Pogba, all those great penalty takers.
I mean, even Rashford, he's a good penalty taker.
Yeah, unfortunately, in the Euros, though, that didn't go well for him.
Yeah, but he did score a lot of penalties. But when we talk about the free kicks, there are probably the best two options are Bruno or Ronaldo because Rashford is a horrible free kick taker.
That is correct, but I think people will also say that Ronaldo's recent free kicks haven't been that well either. So I actually think that Pogba would be a good option for that as well because his long shots are really good.
Yeah, but people do say that but we have to pay a close attention when Ronaldo takes actually free kicks. He takes them from any distances, right?
Yeah, because he shoots them as a knuckleball, which just completely makes the direction unpredictable for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, and those distances do make the difference. Like, they do affect the percentage.
Yeah, so in my opinion, if it's 25 or 30 yards out, I think Ronaldo should be taking those. But if it's closer to the edge of the box, I think it would be smarter for either Bruno or Pogba to take those. So in your opinion, do you think there's a lot of pressure going on for Ole Gunnar right now?
Yes, I think so, because he did not win a single trophy with Manchester United during his spell. 3 seasons. It's going to be his 3rd season. But he didn't do too bad, actually, in the previous seasons, we have to mention. He did a good job because he did qualify for the Champions Leagues, and they played okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's a failure at Man United in any way.
Yeah, he's not at all.
Because he's building a great team right now, and, in the Premier League, they've been showing decent results. And I think, he is definitely one of the better coaching options for them right now, and even if he does lose his job, I don't think they're going to find a better replacement than him.
Well, I'm not agree with that. I think if he does lose his job, which is a high chance after this season, if they don't do well, let's say if they, again, don't win a trophy with the squad, with the money that they spent, but again, they might trust him and give him another chance because he does deserve it. If he fails once, they might give him another chance. But yeah, and we have to mention, as you said, they did a good job in the previous seasons because I think they had the best results against Manchester City, right, in the Premier League.
I believe
Yeah,
so.
Man
Yeah,
City
yeah.
struggled the most with Man United, and in those Manchester derbies, Man United won a lot of them.
Yeah, which is, wonderful, but I really think we just need to give him a little bit more time to show what he can do, especially now that he does have the good team that he wanted. And, I think in conclusion, to just sum it up, Man United should just push for every trophy that they can win this year.
Yeah, I
And
mean, it's because there's a high chance, right?
yeah, and we should expect a lot of goals from this team too. So
Expect a lot of goals, yeah, because they signed Ronaldo, as I said. People say a lot of his pressing game up front, his how he links up with the players, but when he's gonna score all of those goals, everyone will look like
everyone's just gonna forget about
yeah,
those
just forget about
questions.
those questions because
Ronaldo gets doubted a lot. This isn't the first time this happened to him, and he hasn't even played a single game yet, and people are already doubting him. So I think that just says about the press, the fans, and everything. And as we know, Ronaldo just loves it. He loves the pressure.
yeah.
And I just hope they keep feeding it to him because he's gonna have a really good season.
Yeah, I mean, he left the club, we can say, as a kid,
Yeah.
and came back as a
Grown
legend,
man,
all time greatest. And yeah, and how crazy was this transfer window, first of all?
Yeah, who would have expected Messi and Ronaldo changing clubs in one transfer window? And not even to mention all the other great players that changed clubs. It's just
Yeah, I mean, now probably people don't realize like fully how crazy it was as
Griezmann
time.
back to Atletico.
Yeah, as
It's
Lukaku
crazy.
to Chelsea,
Yep.
yeah, all of those comebacks. And yeah, as time will go on, people will actually realize how crazy this transfer window was.
There's no better way to word that. So, but yeah, that was it for today, guys. Thank you for watching.
Yeah,
And let's just see what happens with Man United.
yeah, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. We'll be making more videos. We'll be trying to stay more consistent.
Yep.
And thanks